Hello fellow investors, welcome to Nordic Finance, where we help you realize your financial goals.
So if that's something you find interesting, please invest in the subscribe button and deposit a like on the video. My name is Markus.
And I'm Lucas, and today we will talk about how to open a Nordnet account. We'll do it so that you can see Markus open one in real time, except you won't see when he fills in his actual information for obvious reasons, but you can follow along step by step. Before we get started though, please let us know how did you find this channel in the comments down below. Have you heard of us before? Are you a subscriber or are you just here for the first time? If you're here for the first time, hi, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you get a lot of value out of today's video.
Yeah, and let's start then with showing you how to open an account in Nordnet. And we know that we have quite a lot of Finnish viewers, so maybe you can understand this text in that case. But even if you can't, maybe you're an English-speaking person in Finland, then this video could be good for you, as you can see the step-by-step process, what you have to fill in order to make your account.
So we will tell you what everything means and you will see what we click. So we'll first start with Ava Asiakkuus.
Yeah, here, Ava Asiakkuus. We are now on the main page of Nordnet. This is the first thing you will see in the web browser.
Again, we're just on
Nordnet. Yeah. So the first thing you're gonna have to enter here is if you're a private person, if you're a company, or if you're underage. Oh, could fill in that as well. I guess your parents could set up your account then in that case if you are underage.
But you're gonna need an approval from a guardian
in order to do that. And sadly, we cannot show you how to do that process as we are both over the age of 18. So all you need to do here is fill in your social security number, which I am going to do right now, but we're not going to show you that.
So now you're going to find yourself on this page. Yeah, so you're going to start with filling in your puhelinnumero, which means your phone number.
Yeah.
And then also a valid email.
But yeah, that you actually use, I would also recommend, because you will probably receive some information on this and you definitely want to see it when it arrives. So don't use an email, for instance, that you don't use often.
Exactly. And below that we're going to have salkku, which means account, right?
Yeah, or portfolio. Account or portfolio. Yes. And here there's actually a very important detail. Here you can see that you can just get a normal shares and equities account, where you can do all the types similar to DeGiro or Nordnet, similar to DeGiro or eToro or all the others. But here you also have a different option if you are from Finland. You can open a tax advantage account, or what did you call it again, Lucas? Equity
savings account is also what it's called. Yeah, we already have a video on that, which you should be able to see now linked here. So you can click that if you're interested if you want to know more about what that is, or you can watch it later after you watched this video to the end.
Personally, I would recommend everyone that lives in Finland and is interested in equities would at least want to look into this equities savings account. So bear that in mind. You might want to check this if you don't have one already when you do your Nordnet account, if you plan on buying shares here. All right, then you need to set up with some sort of user account. You can put anything here that you want to call yourself. Probably not something you would use, like maybe your name or something, but just remember to put everything in low caps because it's apparently sensitive to that. And then of course a password, which you then have to confirm.
So here I would just like to remind people to use a strong, secure password. Maybe use a password generator with a software such as perhaps LastPass. That's what we use at my work.
Then after that it comes to some general questions. Here the first thing you will see is that here it asks you if you're a US citizen or if you are a taxable person in the US. I guess that for most of our viewers that will be a no. So then you would set Ein vain Suomi. Then you will put which country you're from or what your nationality is. Here you can also choose what your occupation is. And do note that all of this is mandatory. You have to enter something here. So if you're, for instance, a student, you could set here that you're a student currently.
And this is, as you told me, right, Markus, this is just like standard.
Yeah, all banks,
information that they
at least in Finland, all banks have to kind of do a very simple background check of who you are. So this is part of that so that they know, for instance, that where you are getting your money from and stuff like that. So it's not like you're laundering money or anything like that. Here is another thing, for instance, that is relating to that, which is that it asks you if you're a politically important person. I guess that for most of our viewers that will also be a no, but in case you were, for instance, a leader in some kind of national party or something, you would actually have to put yes. And this would also be the case if you're related to someone who is in a political party. But like I said, that will probably not be relevant for most of our viewers. Then here you have to put in what is the intent of this Nordnet account that you are opening. Do you want to use it as a normal account for business, for long or short-term positions, retirement, or for your kids, or just to, I guess, hedge for exchange rates and currencies? But I think that I hope for most of our viewers, one of these at least, hopefully only this one, would be used, the long-term savings account. That's what we recommend, or maybe the eläke as well, retirement. Anyways, then we go on to how you have earned your money. You have to put something here as well, so you could put that it's from savings, that it's from like gains in some kind of lottery or something. Maybe you sold a company. Here's a lot of, maybe you got money from some kind of apartment, or you're collecting rent, or from a company you have. There you have the most common one, that you get it from your salary. And there's even
salary or also your pension.
So there's a few different options. You can choose whichever is relating to you. And then you have to put in what your monthly income is in the ballpark. So something in between here. Then you will have to put in how much you're intending on putting in your Nordnet at the time you are opening the account. So between 0 euros and 1,000, 1,000 and 10,000 and so on. And then how often are you planning on putting money into this account?
I just want to clarify one thing for people here, because it's probably good to know that it's totally fine if you deviate from this. This is just that they want to know what your initial plans and thoughts are, and if it changes over time, like, that's not a problem, so don't worry about it. Just fill in what's the closest to your plan now, and if it changes, that's
exactly. So here is how much when you are putting money into the account, how much do you think that you would put in the ballpark again per time? So I guess for most of our viewers it would be 0 to 5,000. It's a pretty big ballpark anyway, but if you are, of course, if you are investing more per month, for instance, then there's those options as well. Then it asks you here in the end if you already have stocks or equities somewhere. I guess for some of our viewers that might be a yes. If you have another account for stocks, then you could mark this as yes. And finally, it asks you how many times are you planning on lifting money from the account.
Let's move on.
Okay, so once you have filled in all of these details to the best of your abilities, then you will press this blue button and it will take you to the next step. Now I'm actually going to fill this in, so we're not going to show this part. Hello fellow investors, Markus here from Nordic Finance. In the editing process, now that I'm editing this video, I noticed that our audio file sadly didn't match for this video. We encountered a lot of issues while recording and now editing this video. So sadly we lost the audio for the last part of this clip. So I'm just gonna go briefly over what you're gonna do after you have entered all the information like we said before, once when we actually had our audio files. So when you click Seuraava that time or next, you will actually come to this screen where you have three choices. You can just sign it immediately by clicking the green button where it says allekirjoittaa asiakirja, but you can also check like all the legal stuff. We talked about it a bit more in length in the video, but in general you pretty much have to sign, agree to it if you want to use Nordnet. You can read it through if you want to, but I don't think that there's anything particularly bad there. But and you have to sign it anyway if you actually want to use the service. So once you have actually read that through a little bit and accepted it, you can just hit the green button. Then you have to use one of the already established Finnish banks in order to create a Nordnet account. Sadly at this point I don't think you can do it without a Finnish account, at least in Finland. I don't know how it is in Sweden or Denmark or any of the other places that Nordnet has their services, but at least here in Nordnet Finland you have to use a Finnish bank in order to sign up. You can use Säästöpankki, Danske Bank, Nordea. There's a slew of them here. So you pick whichever one is yours. I did so also when I signed up here. I picked my bank and then I used it in order to sign up. Once you have signed in with your bank ID, you just come to the screens where it says Odota and they're signing up your account. Now, sadly, we encountered some issues again, and we didn't actually get through to the Nordnet page. It actually took us back to, or well, my Nordnet page. It took us back to the home page of Nordnet. So sadly, we can't show you here at the end my new account. We'll have to do that in another video. But once you have signed in with your bank account, all you should do is just wait until either you can be able to log in. I did receive my email confirming that I have a Nordnet account a little bit later, but it took at least a day, I think. So it might not be instantaneous, especially if you do it on the weekend, which we did. So, but that's basically how you set up a Nordnet account. I don't think it was particularly hard. You just have to enter all the details, all your information carefully and as truthfully as you can, but remember, it's not the biggest deal ever. Lucas mentioned in the video that we already have a lot of material on Nordnet on our channel. For instance, how you can invest Asian companies, and also how you can set up a equity savings account in Finland. So please feel free to check that out if that's something you find interesting. In this video, we just wanted to focus how you can actually make the account. So now that we have that, we have a frame of reference where we can show new viewers how to set up Nordnet accounts if they're interested. Anyways, I apologize for this video being a little bit messy. Like I said, we had quite a lot of problems with the editing and recording process of this video, and Nordnet sadly didn't help us out a lot in that sense. We had some issues with that as well, but in general, when Lucas and I have used it before, it's never done something like that, but of course it does it when we're making a video. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this video, maybe that it piqued your interest in Nordnet and that you would want to use them. Please let us know if you have any questions regarding Nordnet, how to use it, or what you think about Nordnet if you're using it. I know that it is a pretty controversial broker, that some love it, some not as much. So please let us know what you think, and if you thought this video was helpful in setting up a Nordnet account, and if you want to see more content about Nordnet. Anyways, for this time, I'm Markus. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I guess all that's left to say, even without Lucas, is happy investing.